If you're a landlord, one of the biggest structural changes coming under the Renters' Rights Act is how possession works. Section 21 is being removed, which means that Section 8 becomes the primary route to regain possession. But Section 8 itself is also changing. Hi, I'm Elisha and welcome back to Concentric TV. Today I'm going to break down what Section 8 is, what's being strengthened, what new grounds are being introduced, and what this means for landlords in practical terms. Because this is one of the most important reforms affecting the private rented sector. Under the new system, Section 8 of the Housing Act allows landlords to seek possession if specific legal grounds apply. These grounds include rent arrears, antisocial behaviour, breach of tenancy, landlords intending to move in, and sale of property. Under the old system, many landlords relied on Section 21 because it didn't require a specific reason. With Section 21 being abolished, possession will rely entirely on statutory grounds under Section 8. So, the government is strengthening and reforming those grounds. One of the key changes is around rent arrears. Persistent arrears grounds are being reinforced. The threshold for mandatory possession due to serious arrears is being clarified and structured to ensure landlords can regain possession where tenants repeatedly fail to pay. However, and this is important, landlords will need clear documentation, arrears scheduled, payment records, communication logs, and on another note, the threshold for mandatory possession on rent arrears has now been increased from 2 months to 3 months, and the minimum notice period has doubled from 2 weeks now to 4 weeks. In practical terms, this could mean a landlord is facing at least 4 months of arrears before even being able to submit a court application, extending both the financial exposure and the recovery timeline. A significant addition is a clearer statutory ground allowing landlords to regain possession if they genuinely intend to sell the property. This is designed to give landlords confidence that they can exit the market if needed, but it is not a flexible tool. If you do use this ground, you must genuinely intend to sell the property. There is going to be a minimum ownership period before it can be used, and there are restrictions on reletting after possession, and you will be in a restricted period for 12 months. Misuse could lead to substantial penalties or even rent repayment orders, so it must be used carefully and correctly. There will also be a strengthened ground allowing landlords or close family members to move into the property. Again, this requires genuine intent and proper notice. And similar to the sale ground, there are the same restrictions in place and the same substantial penalties. If you wish to use a ground that you intend to sell or that a family member will move back into the property, you will be required to give 4 months notice, and it cannot be used within the first 12 months of the tenancy. Perhaps the biggest practical shift is this. Section 8 will become evidence-driven. Tribunals will scrutinise how valid the ground is, the documentation, the procedural accuracy and compliance history. If your compliance paperwork is incomplete, gas safety, deposit protection, licensing, your possession claim can be delayed or challenged. In a new environment, paperwork is not just admin, it is protective. Section 8 is not disappearing, it is becoming the backbone of possession. Landlords who operate professionally and maintain compliance will still be able to regain possession when lawful grounds exist. The Renters' Rights Act does not remove possession rights, it reforms how they are exercised. Section 8 is being expanded and strengthened, but it just will rely heavily on evidence, genuine intent and procedural accuracy. If you're a landlord, now is the time to review. You need to look at your tenancy agreements, your rent processes, your documentation systems, and your exit strategies. Because once these reforms take effect, reactive decision making will be far more expensive than proactive planning. If you want a clear breakdown of the Renters' Rights Act and what it means for landlords, make sure you download our free Renters' Rights Guide using the link below. And don't forget to subscribe to Concentric TV so you don't miss future updates as these reforms continue to develop. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.